Hello readers, welcome back to PJL Books. Today on Off the Shelf, the topic is Elitism and Exposure. Well, I don't want people to think I'm a Debbie Downer when it comes to writing, quite the opposite. Last week's post was just one side of the argument, where I talked about the writer's curse, where writing, if not kept in check, can consume spare time and foster guilt if you don't give it fair attention. Now let's address the other side of the coin. I'm going to paraphrase the movie Ratatouille here when I say that not everyone can write, but a good writer can come from anywhere. The weird thing is that there are so many skilled and imaginative people out there who talk themselves out of writing a book well before they really get stuck into trying. Why is that? I think that there are two main reasons: elitism and exposure. That's the fear of writing elitism and writing as a way of self-exposure. Let's start with the first point. Books have always held this air of being something pure, right? Reading as a pastime used to be the preserve of the upper class. It was a luxury of a skill. Not everyone knew how to do it. Therefore, even though you get books aimed at kids with titles like Aliens with Underpants nowadays, books still have, and perhaps will always have, a shade of conservative elitism to them. So, by extension, we all inherently believe authors to be the cultural keeper of the keys, to be connoisseurs and artistes in their profession, untouchable and unquestionable. I think that intimidates a lot of would-be writers, really. It can be easy to walk around a bookstore and feel as if every page of every book landed perfectly formed on the shelves. Don't be fooled. Beneath the veneer of prudish perfection that books generally have are layers of hard-earned sweat, blood, grit and tears that you will never see. So it's high time we stopped seeing writing and authorship this way. Writing is messy. Delightfully, deliciously messy. A dirty, virile mongrel of an art form. The editing bit is, in a way, an unwelcome formality, like the hangover to a wild party. I'm not just blowing hot air here. Think about it. In this modern era, everyone over the age of 5 can write, and we can all write darn well if we put our minds to it. Writing is actually the most democratic form of artistic expression out there. Sure, photos and films you shoot, music you make, paintings you paint, craft you create, all say something about you as a person and as an artist. But they are limited to an extent by the nature of their medium and the skill of whoever is wielding it. Writing has none of those things. Unless we're being really pedantic and calling language itself a limitation, writing isn't limited in this way, and the barrier for entry is really low. But put it this way. You couldn't pick up a guitar or a brush and expect to be as good as Slash or Monet in a week, yeah? But I guarantee that on a good day, any layman on the street with a bit of good sense and discipline could write a few passages that wouldn't look out of place in an Ernest Hemingway novel. So why is it that people who proudly indulge in a deliberately bad jam of piano playing for fun and share mediocre photos with all of their friends online will run for the hills the moment you ask them to write a short story? Well, this brings me on to my second theory as to why people fear writing. Fear of exposure. I think it's because writing asks something of you. It asks you to dig deep into yourself and show it. No other form of expression exposes you as a person quite like writing. Think about it. Because writing is such a democratic skill that involves nothing more than the arrangement of letters and numbers, to make it work as an art means harnessing something very personal, your innermost thoughts and ideas. There is no medium to hide behind. And some people are really uncomfortable about that. The trouble is, some people completely overthink just how deep they have to dig. They take the age-old mantra of write what you know way too far, and they think they have to spill their blood and guts on the page to be worthy, exposing their deepest fears, darkest secrets, and skeletons in the closet in order to be validated. The result is usually some kind of uncomfortable semi-biography of endless misery. And some of these end up being published. Yeah, you'll see them in your bookstore. They're usually wrapped in identical white covers with black and white photos from a lost childhood. Pity junkie books, I used to call them. But that's not what it means to write. When we talk about harnessing the self, we mean your imagination, not your life experiences per se. Now wait, I didn't say you shouldn't use your events in your life as idea fodder. You should, but you are selling your imagination short here. People shrug the imagination off as being some wishy-washy, nebulous thing that has no relation to your real life. On the contrary, your imagination is a delightful mishmash of your experiences mixed with your ideas, fears, hopes, and beliefs. So, not only is this a much deeper vein to mine for writing gold, but this doesn't ask you to expose yourself utterly and completely, so it's a win-win. So, with all of that said, get writing. Seriously, now we've debunked the idea of writing as an elitist preserve that demands digging up your soul, you should be able to write with no fear. Anyone can write, including you, so get to it. And that concludes today's Off the Shelf. Thank you very much for listening, readers. If you have any questions or you wish to discuss this, please feel free to leave comments in the comments sections below. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.